Let's look at finding the short side of a right-angled triangle using Pythagoras' theorem. Our right-angled triangle has a hypotenuse of 30 centimeters and a short side of 18 centimeters. We have two versions of Pythagoras' theorem for us that are rearranged, ready to use for a short side. Step 1 tells us to label the hypotenuse C and the other sides A and B. So in this case, let's call our unknown side A and our other side B. You could label A and B the other way around. It doesn't matter which order you put them in. Second step, write the formula for finding a short side. Now, because we want to find A, we're going to choose the top version of the formula, which is A squared equals C squared minus B squared. We'll make our calculations a little bit easier. Our next step is to substitute in our values. We don't know what A is, so we leave that as A squared. That's what we're trying to find. Equals C squared. Our C is 30 minus B squared, and our B is 18. So we substituted in the values. Now we calculate the difference of the squares, which means we take everything on the right-hand side of our equation and we pop it in the calculator. And that gives us 576. Then we need to take the square root of both sides to get rid of this square on the left. Square and square root will cancel each other, so we do our opposites to get rid of the square on the left. And we put that in our calculator, and we get A is equal to 24. Taking the squares of both sides, square roots of both sides, we write our answer, and we have to be careful not to forget units. In our question, we're working in centimeters, so our answer will be in centimeters as well. And finally, we check that it's shorter than our hypotenuse. The hypotenuse should be the longest side. 24 centimeters is shorter than 30, so it is shorter than our hypotenuse, which gives us a good idea that we've done our calculations correctly. Now it's your turn to have a go. Pause this video, work through the question, and when you're done and ready to check your working out, play the video again and we'll work through the solution together. All right, hopefully you've got an answer. Let's work through the solution together. Now we're trying to find the missing short side of the shape. Our first step, label the hypotenuse C and the other sides A and B. Now, if you labelled A and B the other way around, 40 centimeters as B and the unknown side as A, that's just fine. You'll choose a different formula, but your solution should be the same at the end. So now in this case, I'm trying to find B. So I will write B squared equals C squared minus A squared. And if you labelled the unknown side as A, you would choose the top version of the formula. Next, we substitute in our values. We don't know what B is, that's what we're trying to find. So B squared is equal to, our C is 50 centimeters, so 50 squared, minus our A in this example is 40, so minus 40 squared. Substituting in our values. Then we calculate the difference between the two squares. We take everything on the right-hand side, pop that in your calculator, and we should get 900. Now we know this isn't our final answer because we're finding a short side, and 900 is much bigger than our hypotenuse of 50. So we've got another step that we need to do, and that's where we take the square root of both sides. We're trying to get rid of that square, and we do that by using our square root on both sides of our equation. Now on the left, the square and the square root would cancel each other, and we're left with B equals. You put square root of 900 in your calculator, and you should have gotten 30. We write our answer, which we've done, and then we check for units. In the example, we're working in centimeters, so our final answer is in centimeters as well. And finally, we need to check that it's shorter than our hypotenuse. 30 centimeters is shorter than 50 centimeters, and so that's a good indication that we've done our calculations correctly.